to change to this camera right here. And your obligation is to stop me at any point in time if you have any questions. Okay. So the first thing I would like to discuss is those special products. And basically there are two. They look like three, but they are two. So a plus b squared and a minus b squared. And this is what I was talking about. When we add two terms or subtract two terms, these two are called binomials. So when we square a binomial, we always get three terms. Three terms. But three terms in math is called trinomial. So every time we square a binomial, we get a trinomial. When we square two terms, added or subtracted, we always get three terms. I don't want you to confuse this with something like this. This is not a binomial. This is a product of two factors. A product of two factors squared is indeed just this. This is an easy peasy, right? That's not a problem. But when we square a binomial, we get three terms. This is not a binomial. This is a product of two factors. Okay, so a plus b squared. When we, let's say for the first time and the last time, hopefully, we square these, well, it's basically a plus b plus times a plus b. That's what it is. So how do I multiply? Well, I multiply a by a, then a by b, and then I multiply b by a, and then b by b. Can anyone dictate any of this? What do you think I'm going to have to write? Give it a shot.
Starts off with a squared.
Yes.
That's your first part.
Yes. Plus.
Two AB.
Yes. So first we have an AB, and then we again we have an AB, and then we have a b squared. And you can say, but you just told us three terms. There I see four. Yes. Because these two are like terms. One apple plus one apple is two apples. So this is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. What is important to remember is the pattern. Because I'm not going to have a plus b to square. And I'm not going to have a minus b to square. So when I have the subtraction, what happens here is this. So a binomial can be a sum of two terms, or it can be a difference of two terms. So if it's a difference, the only change is right here in the middle. Nothing changes with the first and the second. But what is important is not to simply say, like I am repeating it right now as a broken record, a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. No. What I need to remember is this. Anything as the first term, ft, first term, plus second term, because I'm never going to have a and b. It's going to be 2x cubed, or it can be 4y to the third. I'm not going to have this. This is the basic formula. But what I need to understand is the pattern. What does the pattern say? First term plus second term squared. what do I get? First term squared plus 2 times the first times the second plus the second term squared. This is what I need to remember. First term squared plus 2 times the first term times the second term plus the second term squared. If I remember this tune, first term plus second term, everything squared, is the first term squared plus 2 times the first times the second plus the second term squared, I will never make a mistake again, ever. So, if this is minus, then this is minus. So here's an example. Let's say 2x squared plus 3y squared. I'm not going to FOIL. No, I refuse, because now I understand the pattern. So, this term squared is the first term squared, 4x to the fourth, plus, if I have plus, I have plus. Careful now. 2 times 2x squared is 4x squared. 4x squared times 3y is 12x squared y. And I got this in a blink, plus the second term squared. Now the question is, will I get points off if I FOIL? No. But you will always be behind. You will always fall behind if you don't want to apply a little bit of patience and remember this formula. How do I remember it again? First term squared plus 2. Or you can multiply these two first. 2 times 3 is 6x squared y times 2, 12x squared y. Plus the second term squared. So, any questions on this? Anyone? Any questions? Should we look at another example? Anyone, please? Yes? No? Okay, let's look at this. 7x minus 3y squared. Anyone would like to try?
With the first term squared, it would be, I think, sorry, it would be 7x squared. So that's sorry, I'm trying to do the math in my head.
It's okay.
49x squared.
Good. Minus. Let's multiply these two and then multiply by 2 and come up with a middle term. Can we?
Is it 42 or minus 42 x y squared?
Very good. Plus the second term squared. Excellent.
Is it 9y to the 4th?
Indeed. 9y to the 4th. It looked terrible, right? But it's really not. Once you understand the pattern, it's really no problem. Agreed? Okay. So the last one that I wanted to talk about is this one. And it can be written in any order. It can be a plus b times a minus b, or it can be a minus b times a plus b. It doesn't matter. The answer is the same. Okay, let's FOIL it, hopefully for the last time. So we have a squared, and then we have minus ab, and then we have plus ab, and we have minus b squared. Do we all agree so far? George, what do you think?
I agree.
Perfect. And this time, luckily for us, AB with negative AB will go away. So this is much easier and even nicer. And this is the difference of squares. Difference of squares. Of course I'm not going to see this. Of course I have to understand the pattern. What does the pattern say? First term plus second term times first term minus second term. Can anyone give us the pattern? What do you think I should write? Give it a shot.
First term squared minus second term squared.
Exactly. That's it. Perfect. So now I'm going to make some. Of course, remember these have to be the same. And these have to be the same. So let's say 2x minus 3y. What should be the other one? If I selected 2x minus 3y, what should the other one be? Otherwise, the formula is not applicable.
Two x plus 3y.
Of course. Can anyone give us the final? What will you write?
Would it be 4x squared
Excellent.
minus 3y? 3y
But-
squared?
Yes, but it's like this. So then what do I write?
Oh, sorry, 9y squared.
Indeed, that's it. That's even easier. Good. Any questions? I always keep my eye on the clock as a token of respect to you. But if it happens that I go over 8:15, please let me know. Okay? It's not rude. Just please let me know at all. Good. So the next item I'm thinking, because we have 6 minutes left, I'm going to talk about the average rate of change. This is a very, very important topic. And you will see this throughout the entire first 2-3 chapters, if not more. The average rate of change. So to be exact, I'm going to just say average rate of change of a function between 2 points. The average rate of change of a function between 2 points. Okay, so here's a function. Let's say I have the graph of such a function. I'm going to call this function f of x. I'm going to select 2 points on the graph. I'm going to say that this has coordinate x1. I'm going to say that this one has x coordinate x2. Something extremely important to remember, as important as what we just went over, is, can anyone identify the y coordinate of these points? This is very important. It's a very important concept, and I want to clarify it from the beginning. So this is our function f of x, and I have here x1, and I like to determine the y coordinate, and I have here x2, and I want to determine the y coordinate. What do you think these should be? Anyone remembers? If this is x1 and it's a point on the graph, what should this be?
y1 and y2.
Correct, but we want to express the y1 and y2. That's correct, indeed. So this is 1y and y2. But it depends on the function, meaning it's f evaluated as x1. And it's f evaluated at x2. So if this is 3, this must be f of 3. If this is 10, this must be f of 10. And this is an extremely important concept. If a point is on a graph of the function and I have x1, the y coordinate must be the function value at that point, at that x value. The same thing here. Okay, so what is the average rate of change of the function between these 2 points? Imagine that we are drawing a line through these 2 points. And I need to find the slope. I'm going to call this point A, and I'm going to call this point B. The slope AB. This is the average rate of change of the function f of x between A and B. Can anyone give us the result? Anyone remembers how to determine the slope of this line? It's a straight line passing through 2 points. How do I determine the slope? The steepness of this line.
Say x2 minus x1 over y2 minus y1.
It's the rise over run, not the other way around. And the rise means y value. Run means x value. So we have to start with a y. One more time.
Would it be y2
Yes.
minus y1?
Yes, over x2 minus x1. Since we are talking about the function, it's going to be f of x2 minus f of x1 over x2 minus x1, and I'll finish right now. One very important item here. This has two measurement units. One coming from y and one coming from x. As an example, miles per hour. So please remember, always and forever, the average rate of change has to have two measurement units. One coming from y, for example, miles, and one coming from x, for example, hours.